Greater Freedom is about the civil rights movement from the 1930s to the 1970s. And what I contend in the book is that in order for us to really understand how the civil rights movement evolved in North Carolina, we have to have an understanding of these rural spaces. We have to have an understanding of places that are a little off the beaten path. As it turns out, eastern North Carolina, where Wilson is located, is got some demographics which make it a lot more like the Deep South than the Upper South. So the book is about how activists and non-activists alike in Wilson came together and crafted a movement that would eventually have national implications. I conducted probably upwards of 50 interviews for the book. Activists, non-activists, politicians, policemen, firemen, preachers, teachers, doctors, lawyers, really folks from working class African Americans as well as working class whites. A serious cross section of individuals. In order for us to understand a national civil rights movement, in order for us to understand how this movement affects regions of the country, we have to understand how they unfurled on a local level. That's sort of the high point of Greater Freedom, the point in time when an organization called the Wilson Community Improvement Association comes online in the late 60s and really starts to redefine civil rights and starts to redefine participation within this movement. And they're able to craft a really broad and deep coalition of African Americans and some whites in Wilson, and take a number of these issues to the city council and get a number of these issues directly dealt with. And so Wilson, I think, is one of those movements, I contend, is one of those movements that, although it flies under the radar, is very emblematic of a lot of the activity that is taking place not only in North Carolina but throughout the American South in terms of the ever shifting emphases and the continual evolution of this civil rights movement. The audience for the book, well, I think that anybody who is interested in social change, anyone who's interested or curious about seeing a case study that tries to examine how change happens over time, right? So people who are interested in civil rights, people who are interested in how people change their lives, how people can come together and form coalitions, form teams, and people who are interested in that, in seeing that process unfurl over a period of time, I think would be interested in this book.